Alright, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com, and we search the world for unique and special kitchen appliances that allow you to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet. And today is just one of them I'd like to show you. This is the Lurch Discus Cutter. This is actually from Germany, designed in Germany, and we're going to show you about the Lurch Discus Cutter. Now what this is, to sum it up in a couple words, is actually, this is basically a spiral mandolin slicer that's safe. So we all know the mandolin slicers that have the exposed blades, and how many times have you cut your fingers on a mandolin slicer? I've cut my fingers many times on a mandolin slicer. This mandolin slicer, if used properly, you'll never cut your fingers, guaranteed. As you can see, we have a bunch of different produce here we're going to be using today in the discus cutter, from cucumbers to sweet potatoes and yellow squash, gray squash, regular zucchini squash, carrots, and even potatoes in the Lurch Discus Cutter. So now we're going to make 90-degree waffle cuts with a standard potato. For those of you that still do bake or fry your food, you could make waffle-sized cuts. Basically, you're going to make waffle chips. You're going to have to cook your potatoes after they come out of the discus cutter here. Or for those that are raw and into raw foods, you could do the same thing with a jicama, or actually Jerusalem artichokes to make some nice chips, or even zucchinis. We'll do that in 1 second. So first we're going to actually use potato, and for best results you want to take the potato and you want to cut off the ends so that they're both straight. And this is going to make it much easier to use. The next thing, while we do have the guard, we're not going to use the guard until the potato gets a lot smaller, otherwise it's not going to maybe work as well. So this only moves in one direction, so you're going to actually go counterclockwise, and you're going to start after one of the blades, after one of the waffle blades. You're going to start, put the potato down. You're going to kind of press down. So I'm pressing down while I'm turning counterclockwise, and you're going to press down and turn. And as you turn, basically, it's going to go around and slice it twice. And you can actually go really fast, and I'm processing this potato in real time. And before you know it, it's going to be really small, and when it gets really small, you don't want to endanger your fingers. So now that's when you're going to use the pusher here and put that in place, and then you could do the rest. All right, so that's good. So let's take a look at these waffle chips. Oh my God, look at those waffle chips. These are amazing waffle chips. These are 90-degree waffle chips, all nice and consistent. So now we're going to make 130-degree waffle chips. Once again, we're going to put it on, and we're going to press down while we're turning. And literally, just as fast as you go around, as fast as it will cut. And you can see I'm processing this yellow squash in no time, and hopefully you can see down below the actual waffle cuts coming out. And there we have it. Wow, look at these. These are 130-degree waffle chips. Alright, now we're going to make wavy slices in the Lurch Discus Cutter. As you can see, I'm going through this sweet potato in no time. Almost finished now. When it gets pretty low there, now we're going to put on the guard. Okay, there you go. So let's take a look at these wavy slices. So wow, this is like the standard wavy potato chip you used to have when you were a kid. Alright, so now we're going to make 5mm slices with the Lurch Discus Cutter. And you can see the cuts come down, and you can see I've processed nearly this whole cucumber in this short amount of time. And that's it. It's one whole cucumber made into nice 5mm thickness slices. So imagine garnishing this on a salad or whatever else. So now we're going to do the 3mm blade with the Lurch Discus Cutter. And on the 3mm blade, you actually get 3 blades. So on the 5mm blade, you only get 1. So in this, every revolution, you actually make 3 cuts. So it's like a cut multiplier. You're going to work 3 times as fast with a Lurch Discus Cutter. So we just inserted the 3 blades. We'll put the safety on top. We're going to use a carrot here. We'll cut off one end of the carrot. Put that on there like that. and go around. And look at how fast I can really work this machine, work this carrot, and make these 3mm carrot slices. When we take off the top here, you can see we have all these nice little 3mm thick carrot slices or carrot rounds. This would be great for garnish, great to put on top of maybe a carrot cake, or I mean, look how cute they look. So now we're gonna make 5mm strips with a Lurch Discus Cutter using a gray zucchini. Now let's go look. You can see how fast I made those little strips, and look at that, nice little strips of gray zucchini. Now we're gonna make wavy strips in the Lurch Discus Cutter using a yellow squash. All right. And there we go. Look at these little wavy strips. There's one right there. And here they are. Look at, they're just ever so cute. They look like little pastas, like when you eat Campbell's soup or something, like some funky pasta shape. So imagine using these as, you know, the base of your raw food salad. People would be amazed, like, oh my God, how'd you make those? I don't know of any other tool that'll make this cut, actually. There you go. So now we're going to process this yam into little 5mm cubes. Now this is really cool. Check this out. Literally just spin around. And as fast as you can spin, your Lurch Discus Cutter will make cubes for you. You can see all these little cubes in there. Nice yam cubes. So last we're going to make the 5mm diamond shape. Now this is my favorite shape that the Lurch Discus Cutter will make. We're making it out of green zucchini. So for people that are raw, you could basically make raw orzo with the discus cutter. So let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. We processed one whole zucchini into diamond shape. So let's see if we can get a close-up on the camera. But these are little diamond shapes. Here's a nice example there. Nice little diamond shapes. Now finally, this is actually not on the box and it doesn't say you could do this, but you know, you could play with the blade configurations and come up with your own different cuts. You could see what's going to happen. So I decided I'm going to do basically 3mm, instead of the matchsticks, you know, these are julienne slices, 5mm, I'm going to make 3mm julienne slice because that would be a nice thickness or really thin for people that are into raw foods to make as like a kind of pasta for them to eat. So let's go ahead and see if this is going to work. 3mm slices. Finish it off. Let's take a look and see how it looks. Alright, yeah, I think it worked. So look at all these nice little thin 3mm slices. So you just saw how we used the Lurch Discus Cutter to make 10 different styles of cuts. No other machine or tool, kitchen gadget is like it on the earth. The Lurch Discus Cutter from Germany. Let's go ahead and show you really quickly the different cuts we made once again and the close-ups. First we have here is the 90-degree waffle cuts made out of the red potatoes. Then we had the yellow squash made with the 130-degree waffle cuts. Then over here we use the sweet potatoes with the wavy slices. Next we had the 5mm thickness of the standard cucumbers. Next we had the 3mm thickness of the carrots. Then we had the gray squash, and this is actually what's called matchsticks or 5mm strips. Then we had the yellow squash and the wavy strips here. And then we had the 5mm cubes, and this was the yam. We then go to the diamonds, the diamond shape with the green zucchini, and then this wasn't actually even on the box. This was actually set up just like the 5mm matchsticks, but we made a 3mm thick matchstick as well. So this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. The Lurch Discus Cutter is only available for a limited time at Discount Juicers. We have a very limited supply, and when they're gone, they are all gone. So be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.